the one, the only, Bencio.
Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table Enabled as we conclude another week of Shulchan Aruch Yomi, Siman Reish Samachay 265. Din Kalim Hanisonim Tachas Aner. It talks about four halachas. Talks about the malacha of kiboy, of the mechabe, fire. Different halachas about that. About putting some water underneath a nair when the sparks come and they'll be extinguished by the water. We'll learn Ian to lean on the difference between the malacha of mechabe and all the other malachos, the other 38 malachos. The fascinating difference. Aleph, Eini Sanin, Einosin, Kli Menuka, Mali Shaman Al Pianer, Kadesh Einotev Pesoko. This is Paragraph about Likin. If you read this on Friday night, you can't put something, right? You have your candle, and you want to drip some more oil in it so it lasts longer. You can't you can't do that. Gzeira Hashem is stopping him because you might take from the shem and the oil that's in the other kli. Now it's very interesting. You're chayim mishum mechabe. I mentioned marbe b'shiur, you make it go out quicker. That's right. Maybe usher the rabbanon. And here's the malacha kiboy del rice. I'll explain Ian to lean on why it's kiboy del rice over here. Let's say you connect the actual candle with this other utensil which is holding shem and dripping into the candle. If you make it like it's one utensil, that's okay. The people will realize it's the candle. It's not like they wouldn't take oil out of the candle. They wouldn't take oil out of this kli dripping into the candle. Phase very similar to the previous halacha. You have two kelim. Instead of dripping oil into the main kli, basically you take the wick from one kli and you put it in both kelim. So therefore it draws shemen from both of them. Again, the same reason you might take from the kli which is not lit, and therefore you might actually go ahead and be violating the malacha of mechabe. The poskim do point out that if you attach the kalim together as one unit, so then there's no gzeira. Gimel, in nosin kli b'shabbos tachas haner lekabel shemen hanote neishu mavata kli meichano. Let's say oil is dripping from the candle. I don't know why. It's people use these glass cups with oil. It's tilted. You don't know how to balance it properly. The oil's coming out. You can't put underneath wherever the candles are to catch the oil, because the oil is muksa. The oil is set aside at Shabbos for a malacha. Therefore, it's muksa. And when it goes into the kli, it's called bavata kli meichano, which the Gemara says, the Rishonim say, is similar to soser or bona, that you're basically ruining the kli. You can't use the kli anymore because it has muksa in it. So it's like soser. However, you could put it before Shabbos. However, you can't. The oil that drips in it, you can't use on Shabbos. It is muksa. The Ramah says bener dole kishu toloi. Let's say you have candles which are hanging. You have a chandelier with fire in it. Even though technically I can touch something, this is a halacha relevant to all muksa, right? There's no isser to touch muksa. There's isser to move muksa. Gzeira, you might come to eat muksa. The isser the rice of muksa is actually an isser the rice. Rashi mentioned in Beitza. Muksa is technically also midoraisa, but the isser is to eat muksa, to consume muksa. There's different ways of consuming muksa. If you get a hana from muksa, that's hanas kol gufa. You wash your body in complete muksa. That also is considered like achila. It's using, right? It's being machala, right? Using up the muksa. That's asr midoraisa. To move it is asr midorabanan, because you might come to consider to completely consume the muksa. To touch it is not a problem. It's like zera. But if you have something which moves very easily, you can't touch it because probably a psik reisha is going to move, and once it's going to move, then you have violated the isra of muksa. To take a kli, let's say there's just sparks coming out from your candle, and the sparks will fall into kli. You don't want them to fall on the floor. Maybe they'll catch fire. You can put a metal kli over there, because there's nothing inbo mamish. They'll evaporate, and you're not ruining the kli. You can always use that kli. You can't put a kli with water into it, but to catch the sparks. Because if you do that, let's say if you do it on Shabbos, you violate malacha d'oraisa of kibur, because you put it there as these sparks are falling. You put the kli over there, so you're machabe, you're extinguishing. So even on Erev Shabbos, they ask for this. Even though normally we say to do something before Shabbos is okay, even though the malachas that happen on Shabbos, Here they were gozer because kiboy is different. Kiboy is different. I'll explain this difference in Tolina. This is very customary. A lot of people will do this to fill up these glasses, glasses that contain a lot of oil. To fill them up with water. Too much oil. You put a full glass of oil, it could last the whole Shabbos, like the menorah. So, so what you do is you fill it half with water, half with oil. That's okay. And your kavanah is not to extinguish the fire, just to prop up the shemen. Most people do it to extinguish the fire. It shouldn't last long. That's why the Ramah is, even if you know that you want to get it to go out later, you're just causing kibbutz. You're just causing kibbutz. For example, the fire is starting, and you want to put, kalim filled with water. By the time it gets to the kalim, it'll hit the kalim, will break the kalim, and the water will extinguish the fire. And that's something called gram kibbutz. Rabbi Yossi says aser. And the Rabbanan, we paskin like later in Masechah Shabbos and Kuf Chav Beis, I think, say that gram kibbutz is mutter on Shabbos. So therefore, even if you're mischamin, it's something which is going to happen later on, and therefore it's not going to happen immediately, and therefore it's not considered a violation of kibbutz, and it's completely mutter on Shabbos. At least to do it before Shabbos is mutter. To do it on Shabbos is probably be us to the Rabbanan, but to do it before Shabbos is when you fill up the neiros, they're ready for Shabbos. That should be okay. We'll talk more about the malacha of kibbutz, why it's different than other malachas in Ian to lean on coming up next.